Part of what makes the World Cup so special are the surprises. You never really know what player will have that tournament, the performance that takes over and that everyone talks about. And I've been looking at every squad since the call-up started, and I've put together 5 young players specifically that I think will genuinely have a chance at breaking through this World Cup. These players are the ones that I really encourage you to keep an eye out and focus specifically on. So let's get straight into it. The first player is none other than Antonio Nusa. 21-year-old Norwegian left winger has that pace and dribbling, and many call him the Norwegian Neymar. His right foot on the left wing with his amazing pace and directedness is always so entertaining to watch, and him playing for Norway is not a new thing at all. He's had a great Bundesliga season at Leipzig and he's developing incredibly fast. Norway's group is not easy, consisting of France, Senegal and Iraq. They will likely play on the counter-attack using that space that opens up in behind, and that's where Nusa fits in perfectly. I also think the defense will collapse more towards Haaland, and this will allow Nusa to get those 1v1s that we all know he's amazing in. In the qualifying games, he also scored against Italy both home and away, so I really think he has what it takes to break through in this World Cup. What I'm going to be looking out specifically is whenever he gets into 1v1 situations, and if they play against more aggressive teams, I think his ability will be perfect for this situation. The next player, Gilberto Mora for Mexico, is the most exciting young player in the conversation. He has just turned 17, and a year ago when he was 16, I made a specific video on why he will shine in this World Cup. And now I have to double down and say that I'm so excited for him in this World Cup. And with his level of composure, confidence and insane talent, I'm super excited to see what he can do for Mexico. Let's not forget he won the Gold Cup with Mexico, and that in the U23 World Cup he absolutely went crazy with Mexico. Mexico has a very high pressure environment, especially since they're one of the hosts. This pressure can either make or break a talent, but I've seen Mora's composure, I've seen his mentality throughout the years. I think he can handle it very well, and he has a perfect role for him to burst onto the big stage. Let's not forget he was the youngest ever player to win an international trophy, ahead of Pele and Yamal. I think he can really make the difference in the midfield, and specifically I think you should look out for whenever Mexico are trying to build out in the midfield, and Gilberto Mora can offer that amazing composure that any team can benefit from. The next player that I think can shine this World Cup is definitely Nico Paz. 21-year-old Nico Paz has burst into the scene in the Serie A. As you probably know, he's absolutely crazy for Como this season. This left-footed player is an absolute gem. He plays like a hybrid number 8 and number 10. Insanely good, carrying the ball with amazing technique, passing, finishing, everything. He has it all. And wanted by some of the biggest clubs in the world. Nico Paz fits this World Cup perfectly because these kind of stages reward players who can really solve these complex defenses. And he can do exactly that. I think he can be really good for Argentina if they play against opponents who are really defensive and kind of make it difficult to create. Since again, this is his best ability. He's insanely creative and he can do things that you wouldn't even imagine. Yes, he's already well known, but I think this World Cup he's gonna become a complete household name and he will get his well-deserved attention. He's also extremely entertaining with his amazing technique. I think a lot of people are going to enjoy the entertainment that he has to offer. The next baller that I think will break through this World Cup is Bilal El Khannouss, the 21-year-old Moroccan midfielder who has been going crazy for Stuttgart. It's actually not his first World Cup technically. He was 18 years old as a sub in Morocco's bench in the 2022 World Cup, but this time it's his time to really shine. He's a beautiful passer, an amazing technician in the midfield, and his impact this World Cup won't go unnoticed. I think Morocco are actually kind of like a dark horse. They have such good talent. Keep an eye out for his amazing passing and ability in the midfield, especially against a more compact defense where you need that creativity and vision. A quick honorable mention for Morocco is Ayoub Bouhaddi, another baller that I'm really excited to see in this World Cup. He's only 18, but he has been crazy for Lille, and I already made a video on him as well a long time ago, so another player that I have a high conviction. Last but definitely not least, Luka Vuskovic, the 19-year-old center-back wonder kid. This season he has completely blown expectations. The best challenge success rate, he broke the record for most aerial duels won. He has over 5 goals as a center back. He was also named the best young player in Germany. I also made a video of him a long time ago, back when he was at loan in Westerlo in Belgium, so another player that I have a lot of conviction in. He's the youngest player in the Croatia squad, and I genuinely think he can do amazing things for Croatia. He's also returning back to Spurs this summer. A really nice World Cup would give him a nice morale boost before returning to England. He's extremely physical and amazing in the air, as well as a crazy goal scorer, which is really difficult to believe as a center back, but trust me, he is. He's extremely dangerous, I think, in set pieces. I think he can get a goal or two. He's an amazing aerial threat. Not to shy away from his amazing defensive ability as well. Do not be fooled by his age, because he's incredibly physical and will definitely stand his ground in the biggest stage in the world. Those are my 5 players that I really think will be amazing this World Cup and that you should be watching out for. But quickly, there's a lot of honorable mentions that I just have to mention. They're either players who are a bit more well known or some absolute sleepers that I'll be watching just for fun. Yan Diomande is my favorite. I didn't put him in the video because he's already incredibly well known. Everyone knows him. He's already gonna get this crazy move this summer. He can really use his pace whenever he needs. He can completely beat defenders, and he can definitely be an amazing player to keep an eye out in Côte d'Ivoire. I'll definitely be expecting him to deliver some amazing entertainment this World Cup. The next one is the Moroccan Wonderkid, Chemsdine Talbi. I also made a video on him. He's an absolute baller, now playing for Sunderland, and he's definitely underrated. He can have great impact with his speed, his acceleration, and he's definitely a good goal scoring threat. I think he can be someone to keep an eye out. Lastly, I have a crazy sleeper, Taha Ali. I can't believe he got called up by Sweden, and I'm all for it. This guy is such an entertaining player to watch, incredibly techy. He used to play futsal, and he has been so entertaining. This will be the player that I'll be watching for the entertainment, for the techiness. Of course, he's not going to be a starter, but I'm really looking to see what he can do as a sub, maybe. All this entertainment that he can potentially provide. So that's it. These are the 5 players that I think will break through this World Cup that you should be really keeping an eye on. And go into the World Cup with whatever I said in mind, because in case you can't watch them all, please watch these matches, because these players are genuinely so fun to watch. Don't forget to put in the comments, who do you think will break through this World Cup? I might have not mentioned every player. There are so many young players. This World Cup is genuinely so exciting. If they do go crazy, don't forget about this video. Come back here and drop a comment.